All right, working on the headcount, hours, and capacity. So LTOs will typically stay the same unless we are hiring or people are leaving the company. So we did not have anyone leave or hire anyone in the last 24 hours, so 34 is going to remain the same. 34 right there. Absenteeism is going to be based on the shift headcounts from the supervisors. So you're going to look at the first shift's headcount for that day. So I'm going to pull first shift Thursday today, but for second and third shift, we're going to look at yesterday's. All right, so currently this is Brandon's headcount from yesterday. He has three people in Atlanta, one person on bereavement. We're only looking for unexpected absences. So here he has none. This bereavement was approved before he left. So it's going to be zero absenteeism for Brennan. And this is third shift Jamon. He has one person on PTO and he has one person that traveled to Atlanta. Neither one of those are an unexpected absence. So that's going to be a zero for him too on the absenteeism. This is Mr. B's from earlier this morning. You see at the top it says 10/30/2025. So that's going to be this, today. We do have Alex on PTO. Antonio was late. Corey Smith was absent. And Joseph did he put in a couple of hours of PTO. So we do have one absenteeism from Mr. B. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this a formula. So we're going to go equals one person absent over the 34 on LTO head count. And it's going to give us 2.94%. We didn't have anyone VTO. That's going to be a zero. So you will see VTO hours on the same spread, on the same head count. Let me see if I can pull it up. Sorry. Update. All right, so the VTO hours are going to come from the daily shift head count. All right, end of shift. Sorry, it's not on there. We will circle back on finding the VTO hours. Currently, if I don't see it on the head counts or the shift updates that we had a head count, I'm sorry, that we had an associate using VTO, I'll keep it as zero. With travelers out, VTO has been very tight. We've had an increase over time, so a lot of people aren't VTOing right now, but we'll get that squared away. As far as any issues with Menasha, you're going to see those emails. You're going to see those come through via the email. I haven't seen any issues with Menasha, so I'm going to say no. As far as case pick hours is going to come from one track now. And we can let's take it through all the steps. All right, so click to load a report, Kellanova, Kellanova APL, CPPH, current hours and overtime. So I'm gonna go to actuals. We're only gonna look at Louisville, apply. We are looking for this week. Oops, sorry, I went to the wrong one. All right, so CPPH, CPH, and OT data. Louisville this week. Loose case pick hours is what we're going to use. So for yesterday, we had 32.45. So I'm going to go back in and 32.45. That's how I get my hours. Yard capacity, building capacity, that's going to come from an email from the CSR department. And let me pull it up. It's going to be on the 5-day inbound forecast that's sent by Misty currently. Pretty much it's going to list out how many inbounds we're expected to receive over the next 5 days. You can add these up, total them, and then use that for the 5-day inbound forecast as well. What I take from this report is the building cap and the yard cap, so 64% and 34%. All right, and here comes the fun part. Here comes the UKG. Let me see if I have my files ready. All right, I'm going to take it from the top. Let me delete everything. All right, so we're going to go into UKG. Sign in using your credentials. We're going to go to workforce management. We are going to the hamburger up at the top left, and then we're going to go to data view and reports. Next is going to be report library. We're going to go to run report, all, employee pay summary, select, and we're going to look at all the hours from yesterday. Run report. All right, so our report is completed. It has downloaded and it's at the very top. And then I'm going to access the report that David created for our site earlier this year. And it's called the Louisville Payroll Template. All right, and what you're going to do is you're going to go to the report tab and you're going to delete everything, but only deleting everything from highlighting the entire spreadsheet and then selecting delete. So click up here and then delete. And then we will download the file that's been downloaded. Open that up and we're going to remove a couple of things. So we're going to remove the UKG up top. We're going to remove 1 through 5, delete that information up top. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at all the titles. And as you can see, some of these titles have more than one column attached. And we're just going to delete those extra columns that are attached to the titles. Let me see. All right. Goodness. So highlight, 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 and then delete. And then to make sure everything is correct, what we're going to do is you want to double check that your titles go from A through O. Similar to the Louisville payroll template, it goes from A to O. All right, so we're going to copy this, Control C, and then we're going to use the template. We're going to paste inside the template. We're going to click, go back to the hours tab, click the pivot table, and we're going to select refresh. And this is going to give us our commercial hours to 233.14, and commercial includes all of these. So overtime, regular meal, PTO. You can disregard paid not worked, personal, sick, bereavement, and our double times. It's going to collect all this information for the material handlers and then also the leads. So going back, so we got 233.14 on the hours. As far as the overtime, you'll see if we have any overtime, which you typically won't see in the beginning of the week, but towards the end of the work week when people start accumulating that overtime, at overtime hours, that's typically when you'll see like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today we have 0 in overtime and double time. So I will put a 0 in there for actual overtime. As far as special project, you're not going to have special project hours often. It's only when we're working on the special project is when we'll filter this file out to display all the special project hours. So for now, it's going to remain at 0. So once you have added in all of your hours, you're now going to be able to see your CPPH. I know it gets a little confusing, the CPPH and then the CPH. All right, so for yesterday, we had 13.13 on the CPPH, and then we had a 168 on the case pick per hour. We didn't have any Gamba updates. That's going to do it for there. And that is going to be all um, for the headcount hours capacity Top Gun. Sonia does do the inventory portion. Sorry, so the iOS department does do the inventory the portion. So you're not gonna have to worry about overtime. And that concludes everything.